Politics, geopolitics, climate issues, social issues, environmental issues, crime, you name it. The list goes on. Pandemics, deadly mosquitoes, you name it. The media is keeping us all paralyzed. And this video is to help you go into next year with a healthier mindset and better clarity around the world around us, so you can continue to level up your finances. Before we start this conversation, I want you guys to take a minute to support the channel so the channel can keep supporting you. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. As you can tell, I put up videos nearly weekly, multiple times a week, and nearly daily. The goal is to be able to help you guys create a personal financial blueprint for your prosperity. I want you guys to support the channel. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for your support. And let's get into it. So, the media, the number one resource the vast majority of us have on what's going on in the world around us. It's a very valuable industry. But it's also a very, in today's world and in modern times, has been a very paralyzing source of information, because we're constantly told how bad the world is and how we all need to collect as much water and resources as we can and hide in our bunkers until it's all over. Unfortunately, as all of you have known and constantly started to see in alternative media spaces and everywhere else that you may be looking, the reality of it is fear sells, negativity sells. And a lot of us are human beings and vulnerable. All of us are human beings, but a lot of us are vulnerable to some level of this news. You may not care about geopolitics, but social issues may get under your skin. You may not care a lot about immediate politics, but climate issues really bother you, or vice versa. The reality of the situation is all of us are vulnerable on some level to some of these issues. They're gonna hit home. And they're extremely distracting, and they're extremely paralyzing. And none of us can function to our potential in a constant state of fear. Think about that for a second. Your body and your instincts, natural reaction is going to be either to fight or flight. And either one of them are likely to make you rich. We all have to start finding a healthy balance to the information we consume, taking it in, allowing it to keep us informed, and still finding a way to function through our daily lives. I want you to think about something for a second. Think about every single source that you get your information from on a regular basis. And what I mean by the source, I don't just mean whether it's the internet, YouTube, Instagram. I mean the actual source. Think about your favorite YouTube channels, Instagram channels, whatever the case may be. I want you to think about where you get your news from. TV news stations. Do you notice almost every single one of these entities, the vast majority of the time, are financially successful? Think about it for a second. No matter what end of the political spectrum they're on, no matter what end of the social, justice spectrum they're on, no matter how they feel about things, the vast majority of the time, if you pay attention, or they will outright tell you, they're very successful. Especially some of these more modern content creators that are doing a lot of media coverage and news outlets. They're very successful. And I'm not here to bash their success. When you bring value, you should be rewarded for it. I'm not here to bash it. What I'm pointing out to you is, in the midst of putting you in a state of complete panic, they're running a business. Do you ever notice that most of these people aren't recording from their bunkers when they give you this information? Do you notice that they're still out, and depending on where you're covering this information, they may be in some big building tower somewhere in a big fancy office with that recording at the time that you're watching it? Or if it's an individual, that they're probably in some really nice house or a really nice background or setting when they're bringing the information. The reality of the situation is chaos and pandemonium sells. And it's okay for us to consume information. We need to know what's going on in the world around us. That's understood. But there has to be some point where you say, okay, enough is enough. Going into this new year, I challenge each one of you to pay attention to how much of what you're consuming. I want you to seriously think about it for a second. How much time am I spending consuming this information? What kind of action is it prompting me to take? And is it really to my betterment? When you stop and think about how much of your behavior and your actions are in fear, instead of paying attention to the immediate world around you and contributing to your immediate environment the way you deserve, consuming this information at the levels that a lot of us are consuming it is unhealthy. It's not adding to your pocketbook or your purses. In most cases, it's actually taken out. You're spending money around these different things. You're not spending money. You're not investing because of this theory or that problem or not wanting to support this. You're distracted. And this channel or any other channel, any book, any podcast can give you as many strategies, tools, and tactics as we want. None of it is going to work if you're not focused. None of it is going to work if you don't have clarity, if you don't have a sense of calm and the ability to digest that information and then put it into motion. So going into next year, wrapping up this year and going into next year, whenever you catch this content, you might catch this content in the middle of the year. Whenever you catch this content going forward, I want you to think about your current position when it comes to consuming media and news and information around you. I want you to be cognizant how much time you're putting into it, how it's affecting the decisions that you make. Because the reality of the situation is all of these other entities that are bringing you in this information are getting rich. You're worried about the geopolitics of the world and these countries going to wars. The leaders that are behind these decisions are rich. They're still making money. At the time of this recording, one of the hottest geopolitical events going on in modern history is Russia and Ukraine. Both leaders of both countries are rich. Period. They're still getting rich as we speak in most cases. So think about it. That's all I wanted to do is put this on your mind going into next year. If you catch this content immediately, or wherever you at that time, if you catch this content, you might catch it a year or two from this recording and something else is going on in the world. The reality of it is, serve yourself. You cannot change or influence the world until you take care of yourself first. Making money should be a primary focus for those who are looking to level up their finances. Your money should be priority because it controls the control. It allows you to have control over your environment and it allows you to have control over your time. And once you have control over those two things, you can contribute to the world how you choose. But it's damn hard to do that broke. Want you guys to stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe. Stay focused. Stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.